Hey guys, this is Danny and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be going over tips to win the new Hive Sonic party games on the Hive, the new big Sonic event that just came out. So I have a lot of tips for all these game modes that I know will help you out. So if you guys are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I have a ton of content that is going to be coming out for the Hive Sonic update. It will give you tons of advice and tips and just tons of useful things, so make sure to subscribe if you're new. You won't want to miss it out, and I will give you guys any news and updates regarding this update that will be able to help you out, so make sure you're subbed. It is definitely worth it. You won't regret it. Let's head right into today's video. I'm going to be starting off with the Badnik Range. My tips for this one, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to give a rough breakdown. All you have to do is shoot all of the targets and you get points for them. If you guys do not know how these games work, I made a video recently just before this one about how all the games work, how to play them, just a basic rundown for people that are new to it. So make sure to check out that video first if you do not know how to play the party games, but if you do, this is a video of tips for you. So for the Badnik Range, my tips for this game mode are to go for the golden Badnik enemy targets, I guess. Go for them. However, don't put all your focus on them. If you only go for them, people will be able to beat your score. But if you see them, definitely go for it. It's not a bad idea to go for one if you see it. Also, you want to shoot towards the middle or your side. You don't want to go cross map. If you're all the way on the left, you don't want to go all the way across on the right. It's definitely not worth it. Another tip, quantity is a very important thing in this, and consistency. Even if you don't get the crazy high scores, if you're constantly getting points and getting more points, even on the, the worst ones like the moto bugs where you only get a few points, if you're constantly shooting them, you'll rack up points a lot more than your opponents. At the same time, you do want to take note of the higher scored things, but you don't want to focus on them. You want to go for them when you see them, but you don't want to put all your intention on getting golden ones or getting high scoring ones, because those ones are more competitive. You want to go for the close and easy ones, and then when you see a big one or a golden one, or when you see a higher score one, that's when you want to go for it. You do have to get some of those if you want to win, because people will get those if you don't. It's about finding a balance. If you have too much aggression going for the tough ones, you'll lose, and if you don't have enough, you'll lose. So it's about finding that balance. Next up, we have Ring Royale, and my tips for Ring Royale are to do not get into zap battles. If you start zapping people, everyone will be gaining the coins around the map. It's not worth it. If you get into battles zapping people, you'll just be dropping coins left and right. It is really not worth it. However, if you are going to go for someone with your zapper, you want to go for one of the leaders or someone with a lot of coins. You don't want to shoot someone and potentially risk losing your own rings if they are going to knock out yours and not even give you that many in return if they have a low amount. So you want to go for someone with high rings if you're going to do that, but don't waste your time targeting someone. Just focus on getting on rings for yourself. It is definitely more important. Another thing, gather rings first before you target anyone. At first, the rings are all around the map. They're really easy to get, and it just boosts your score up to the top. So even if you lose some, you still have a pretty good score. So make sure to get all of the easy rings first before you do target anyone. Next game up on the list would be the red light, green light game. And my tips for this one is patience. I know it is so tempting to beat it out and rush through. You can take some risk. You don't have to stop at the beginning of yellow, but make sure when you see yellow to treat it like you're supposed to and slow down, because if you are caught, then it is bad. It will take you all the way back. However, if you do want to play a little risky, only make risks at the beginning towards the front of the checkpoints. If you make risks towards the end of it, right in front of the new checkpoint, and you die, you have to go all the way back. If you make a risk towards the front, you don't have to go too far back. It's definitely worth doing that. Another thing that I noticed when playing, I'm not sure how set in stone this is, but I noticed when I did jump on a red light, if I was falling down, I wouldn't get set back. However, if on my jump I was moving forward, it would be a traffic violation. So if you're falling down from a jump or a bounce, it shouldn't be too bad. But if you're moving forward, you'll probably get sent back. So keep an eye out for that one. Also, do not jump on the falling platform towards the end by the spikes. If it's a red light, I learned the hard way. Don't do that. Next up, we have the Xiao Rescue. My tips are for this one are make sure you guys are picking up 2 of the Xiao if you see them. You don't want to spend all your time looking for them. Actually, it wouldn't be too bad because you want to ensure that the other opponents don't get one. That's kind of a tip for all these game modes. You want to make sure that you're helping yourself and also preventing your opponents, because if you beat your opponents, then that's important too. In this game mode, every single one that you get makes a huge difference. It could make a difference between like 5th place and 9th place. 1 or 2 really do make a big difference. So another thing you want to do is you want to learn the spots and locations of where they spawn. If you know the spots, you know the locations, then you'll know where to go rather than running around aimlessly looking for their locations without actually knowing where they are. Also, beware of trappers, because some people will try to kill you with the disappearing things, so be aware of that. Make sure not to fall for that if someone is standing there trying to get you trapped or block you from running back to the safe zone. Next up, we do have Ring Dash, and for Ring Dash, what you want to do is you want to obviously get through the rings. A tip for doing that is if you jump right as you're about to leap, it will, or as you're about to launch through, or dash through, it will give you a momentum boost. But like I said in the other video, if you saw that, do not jump while charging. It will stop your charging. Do not jump when charging. You can jump right as you're about to leap though, and it will give you a little bit of a boost. Also, I said this in the actual video, but if you die, you don't have to worry about losing all your rings, and sometimes dying is beneficial. If you jump through a ring and you land on the bottom, sometimes dying and respawning is a little bit beneficial to you rather than having to work your way all the way back up to the top. So don't be afraid to die, but don't, sometimes you may not have the best respawn point, so it's a risk, but dying is sometimes a better option, which is weird to say on the Hive. And last but not least, we have Go Fast. This is the game mode I'm the worst at, but I do have a lot of tips for you. For this one, you want to find the best route that works for you. Play the game a bunch, test different routes, find the one that you're best at and is easiest for you, and that's the one that will work. Some ways are shorter but harder, and some ways are longer but easier. You want to find the way that you are best at. Another big one, avoid the fans. The giant fans will blow you off at the worst timing. Wait for them, be patient, because you will keep on getting blown off. I was so bad at this in the preview. I kept on getting blown off. Another thing, be patient. Just like the other one, patience in this one is even more important than patience in the other one. If you're not patient, you're going to get killed by something. If you turn around corners in this game, there are sometimes traps there, and I got fooled by this multiple times, so be very careful and learn the map are the two biggest tips for this. Another big one, the electric water trap that it caught me so many times. On the stone parts, they are safe. You can stand there when the water is being electrocuted. However, do not stand on the lower, I guess, white block platforms, whatever that is. It will electrocute you. Do not go on it and wait until all the particles are gone to move, or it will take you back. Also, the rocket launchers and lasers, be very careful for those. Those are very good too. Do not try and, rush through them. They'll probably hit you. The rockets are very good too, like I said, so be very careful for those. So those are all my tips for the new Sonic party games. Hopefully these tips do help you out and you'll start to see improvement and win some of the party games. If this video did help you out, make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. I have tons of more things regarding the Sonic update to talk about, and I really hope you're excited. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.